If you loved Gone Girl, you already know how addictive a good twist can be. But what if I told you there are movies with twists even more shocking, and most people have never seen them? Today I'm counting down underrated mystery movies that will completely mess with your mind. And trust me, the last few are on a whole different level. The Invisible Guest. Imagine waking up in a locked hotel room, and the person next to you is dead. No way out, no witnesses, no explanation. That's exactly where this film begins. A wealthy businessman is accused of murder, and his only hope is a top defense lawyer. But here's the twist. The entire movie is just him telling his version of what happened. And every time he tells it, something changes. Details don't match, new clues appear, and slowly you realize you can't trust anything he says. This isn't just a mystery, it's a game of lies. And when the final truth is revealed, it doesn't just surprise you, it completely destroys everything you believed. Coherence. 8 friends gather for a casual dinner party. Nothing unusual, just food, conversations, and laughter. But outside, a comet is passing close to Earth. Suddenly the lights go out, phones stop working, and when they step outside, they notice something impossible. There's another house, identical to theirs, with people inside who look exactly like them. From that moment, reality begins to fracture. Characters start disappearing, others return, but slightly different. No one knows who is real anymore. The scariest part? There's no monster, no killer. Just the terrifying idea that somewhere out there might be another version of you making different choices. This movie doesn't just have a twist, it traps you inside it. Predestination. This is not a movie you watch, it's a movie you solve. It follows a time travel agent on a mission to stop a mysterious criminal known as the Fizzle Bomber. Sounds simple, right? But then he meets a stranger. And that stranger tells a story so strange, so impossible, that it changes everything. Identities begin to blur. Past, present, and future start colliding. And just when you think you've figured it out, the film pulls off one of the most insane twists in cinema history. Not once, not twice, but multiple times. By the end, you won't just be shocked, you'll be questioning reality itself. Forgotten. A young man lives a normal life with his family. Until one night, his brother is kidnapped right in front of him. Days later, his brother returns. But something is wrong. Talks differently, even his memories don't feel real. The family insists everything is fine, but the main character knows something isn't right. And then, halfway through the movie, everything changes. The story you were watching? It's not the real story. What follows is a series of shocking revelations that completely flip the narrative. This isn't just a twist, it's a total reset of reality. Triangle. A group of friends sets out on a relaxing boat trip, but a sudden storm leaves them stranded in the middle of the ocean. Just when things seem hopeless, they find a massive empty ship. No crew, no passengers, just silence. At first it feels like a rescue, but then strange things start happening. Footsteps echo through empty halls, people go missing, and events start repeating, again and again. The deeper they go, the more terrifying the truth becomes. They're not just trapped on the ship, they're trapped in something far worse, a loop they can't escape. And when you finally understand what's happening, it's haunting. The Gift. The Gift begins like a simple story about a couple trying to build a fresh, perfect life in a new home. Everything feels calm and ordinary, until a chance encounter changes everything. The husband runs into an old acquaintance from his past, a man who seems polite, quiet, and almost too eager to reconnect. At first, his presence feels harmless, even kind, as he brings unexpected gifts and tries to be part of their lives. But slowly, that kindness starts to feel uncomfortable. His visits become more frequent, his behavior more unsettling, and an invisible tension begins to grow inside the house. What makes this film so powerful is how it slowly peels back layers of truth. The past that the husband tries to ignore refuses to stay buried, and as secrets come to light, the entire relationship begins to crack. By the time the truth is fully revealed, you realize this was never just a story about an outsider. It was about consequences, guilt, and the things people try to hide. The final twist doesn't rely on shock value alone. Instead, it leaves you with a deep, unsettling feeling that lingers long after the movie ends. Enemy tells the story of a man living a quiet, almost monotonous life, until one small moment changes everything. While watching a random film, he notices something impossible. An actor who looks exactly like him. Not similar, not close, but identical in every way. This discovery sparks a dangerous curiosity that quickly turns into obsession. As he tracks down this mysterious double, the film begins to blur the line between reality and illusion. Their lives start to intertwine in strange and unsettling ways, raising questions that the movie never answers directly. Are they two separate individuals, or different versions of the same person? Is this reality, or something deeper and symbolic? The film's atmosphere becomes increasingly tense and surreal, pulling you into a psychological maze where nothing feels certain. And then comes the ending. Sudden, shocking, and deeply symbolic. It's not just a twist you understand instantly. It's one you feel, one that forces you to think and interpret long after the screen goes black. Enemy isn't just a mystery, it's an experience that stays with you. Fractured starts with a simple and relatable situation, a family road trip that takes a sudden turn after a small accident. A father rushes his injured daughter to a nearby hospital, accompanied by his worried wife. Everything feels normal at first, but as the hours pass, something strange begins to unfold. The daughter is taken for examination, the wife follows her inside, and the father is left waiting alone. When he finally asks for an update, he's met with a response that makes no sense. The hospital staff claim that his family was never admitted. At first, it feels like a mistake, but as he searches desperately for answers, the situation becomes more disturbing. There are no records, no witnesses, no proof that his wife and child were ever there. The film builds tension by forcing you to see everything from his perspective, making you question whether he's uncovering a conspiracy or losing his grip on reality. Every scene adds to the confusion, pulling you deeper into the mystery. And when the truth is finally revealed, it doesn't just answer your questions, it completely reshapes everything you thought you understood about the story. Identity presents itself as a classic mystery, a group of strangers stranded at a remote motel during a violent storm. Each character arrives with their own story, their own secrets, and their own reasons for being there. As the storm intensifies, so does the tension between them. Then, one by one, people start to die. What begins as a straightforward whodunit slowly transforms into something far more complex. The film carefully plants clues, subtle details that seem insignificant at first, but become crucial later. As the characters grow more paranoid, the audience is pulled into the same state of confusion, trying to piece together what's really happening. The brilliance of Identity lies in how it manipulates your expectations. Just when you think you've figured out the killer, the story takes a sharp turn, revealing a truth that is far more psychological than physical. The twist doesn't just surprise you, it forces you to rethink every moment that came before it. It's a film that rewards attention and leaves you thinking long after it ends. The Others is a slow-burning mystery wrapped in the atmosphere of a classic ghost story. Set in a dark, isolated mansion, it follows a mother raising her two children, both of whom suffer from a rare condition that prevents them from being exposed to sunlight. Because of this, the house is kept in near total darkness, with strict rules about doors and curtains. This already creates a sense of unease, but things take a darker turn when new servants arrive and strange events begin to occur. Unexplained noises echo through the halls, doors open and close on their own, and the children claim they are not alone in the house. As the tension builds, the film carefully leads you to believe one thing, guiding your expectations in a very specific direction. But beneath the surface, something deeper is unfolding. When the truth is finally revealed, it's not just a twist, it's a complete shift in perspective. Everything you thought you understood about the story changes instantly, turning a simple ghost tale into something far more emotional, haunting, and unforgettable. The Game follows the life of a wealthy, successful man who seems to have everything except meaning. His life is controlled, predictable, and emotionally empty until he receives an unusual birthday gift from his brother, an invitation to participate in something called the Game. At first it seems harmless, even intriguing, but as he becomes involved, the boundaries between the game and reality begin to blur. Strange events start happening, his routine is disrupted, his trust is shaken, and his sense of control slowly slimps away. What begins as curiosity quickly turns into paranoia, as he starts to believe that everyone around him might be part of something bigger. The brilliance of this film lies in how it pulls both the character and the audience into a state of complete uncertainty. You're never quite sure what's real and what's part of the game. And just when it feels like everything has spiraled out of control, the film delivers a twist that is both shocking and strangely satisfying, forcing you to question the nature of control, trust, and reality itself. Exam takes a simple concept and turns it into a gripping psychological battle. 8 candidates enter a silent room, each competing for a highly prestigious job. The rules seem straightforward, but there's a catch. No one actually knows what the question is. They are told only that breaking the rules will result in immediate disqualification. As the clock starts ticking, tension begins to rise. At first, the candidates try to remain calm and logical, but as time passes, frustration and suspicion take over. Alliances form and break, trust disappears, and desperation begins to surface. The room itself becomes a pressure cooker, where every word and every action carries weight. What makes this film so engaging is how it turns a single location into a complex psychological battlefield. It's not about action. It's about human behavior under pressure. And when the true nature of the test is finally revealed, it feels both surprising and incredibly clever, making you realize that the answer was always there, hidden in plain sight. The Machinist is a dark and haunting journey into the mind of a man who hasn't slept for an entire year. His body is weak, his appearance is almost skeletal, and his grip on reality is slipping away. He begins to notice strange occurrences, unfamiliar faces, cryptic messages, and events that don't seem to make sense. At first it feels like paranoia, but as the story unfolds, it becomes clear that something deeper is at play. The film slowly immerses you in his deteriorating mental state, making you experience the same confusion and unease. Reality and hallucination blend together, leaving you unsure of what to believe. What makes this film truly powerful is its emotional depth. Beneath the mystery lies a story about guilt, denial, and the human mind's ability to hide painful truths. When the final revelation comes, it doesn't just shock you. It hits on a deeper psychological level, forcing you to understand everything the character has been trying to escape. The body begins with a simple yet chilling mystery. A corpse has disappeared from a morgue. There are no signs of forced entry, no clear explanation, and no logical reason for how it could have happened. As the investigation begins, the focus shifts to the husband of the missing woman, a man whose behavior quickly raises suspicion. What follows is a tense unraveling of secrets, lies, and hidden motives. The story is told through shifting perspectives, each revealing new details that challenge what you think you know. Every character seems to be hiding something, and every answer leads to more questions. The film carefully builds suspense, keeping you guessing at every step. But what truly sets it apart is its final twist, a reveal that is both unexpected and perfectly executed. It doesn't just surprise you, it ties together every clue, every moment in a way that feels both shocking and inevitable. It's the kind of ending that makes you want to go back and watch the entire film again, just to see how brilliantly it was constructed. So, which of these movies completely blew your mind? And more importantly, did I miss any hidden gems? Comment below your favorite twist movies. And if you love mind-bending content like this, hit subscribe, because the next list will be even crazier.